Welcome back to Daybreak Extra. Now it's time to keep you up to speed with the happenings on our front pages. And we're going to stand with a weekend trust, and boldly written is Rivers, Wike's hold tested. This is right in page 4. We just finished talking about Wike and Fubara, So you mentioned something, Fatima, that Wike is scared to lose power in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State actually, and this is what is happening right now in this headline. So food prices drop, farmers in dilemma over loans, Hajj payments. This is right in page 37. KPMG identifies major loopholes in new tax laws. This is right in page 20. This is right in our. It was in our news. Update, a news hour yesterday. How Maiduguri market takes Almajirai off streets, right in page 33. Well, Fatima, if you ask me, taking off Almajirai, that's Almajiri, the beggars off the street, is actually a very good one. These Almajirai are everywhere. I don't understand why people, you give birth to children and take them to Almajiranchi, and you still keep giving birth and taking them out of your home to the streets. And when people talk, you say no, they are going to seek knowledge, Islamic knowledge. This is how you were in your house, in your mother's house, when you learnt Islamic, when you learnt you seek
I was with
Islamic,
my grandmother.
Islamic knowledge, but you were not on the street.
No, definitely.
So now
how
most people from the grassroots, or most people in the villages, when you tell them to stop this Almajiranchi, they tell you that no, it's seeking Islamic knowledge. But we all see what these Almajirai are going through. They're always begging.
I mean, at this point, when we talk about family planning, a lot of people condemn it because, the religion aspect of it, which I totally understand. But at the same time, you can't keep giving birth to children that you can't cater for, and you keep pushing them on the street. I mean, I saw a video a couple of weeks ago, a man asking the small boy that went to his house, and he was asking him, how old are you? He said 2, I think. He said he's 2 years old.
2 years old.
But then I think the guy overheard saying 4, but he doesn't look 4. And it's so disheartening to see that at that age, he's already on the street begging. And then when he goes missing, they won't even know that he's missing. Because possibly the Almajiri school, there are a lot of children that they won't even take note of who is there and maybe who is not there. Well, so why keep giving birth when you can't feed them, you can't take care of them, and then take them somewhere to seek knowledge that they can just do that right in front of you? And
exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. You want your child to know about Islamic. Teach them at home. You can even teach them. Why
exactly.
Take them off? It's a way of honestly taking off your responsibility.
At 2, what does a 2-year-old know?
What baffles me? They keep giving birth.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They don't want to do family planning.
Take him to Almajiranchi, then you still keep.
A lot of them don't want to go for family planning, So this is the reason for the family planning, not against, what religion says.
Honestly, I commend the Maiduguri market that is doing this. Honestly, this is right in page 33. Resumption, how safe are schools? We'll talk more about these on our phone interaction this morning, and that is the much that there is in the Weekend Trust this morning.
Now, let's quickly take a look at Saturday Punch, and the major story there says, again, Tinubu wades into Wike-Fubara feud. And then the writer says, President to meet FCT Minister, River Governor, and APC leaders. Also, only prayers can save Fubara from impeachment. This is coming from Fayose, sorry. You can find more details on page 4. And then I watched my 3 cousins burn in Lagos market fire. And this is coming from a relative, and the pictures of the 3 relatives, I'm sure, that got burned. And that's the sad one. You can find more details on page 2 of the Saturday Punch. And then DSS detains officer for rape, forced conversion of Muslim girl. You can find more details on page 27. I mean, I don't really get why. I saw a video of an old man some days back being banished from the community where he was. They said he raped a older woman, a married older woman. And and if you see how old this man is, you'll be wondering what is happening. And now you're seeing a uniformed man doing the same. Instead of protecting these young girls, you're raping and forcing religion on them. I mean, these are the things that is happening. But then you can find more details on page 27. Businesses, traders hike price over new tax laws. What do you expect when they're going to be taxed for commodities and for everything? Mariam, do you expect them not to hike the prices of commodities?
Of course, they're going to do that. They need to promise. They said profit needs to be made.
If you increase tax, the poor masses will face it.
Of course.
The rich will also feel it because we'll go to the same supermarket, the same markets.
Exactly.
So everyone will feel it. But we don't know if the president will feel it.
Somehow they have to like make the profits out of that commodity.
Well, I mean, I won't blame them. But you can find more details on page 10. Tears as Nollywood bids farewell to actress Olwell Ademola. You can find more details on page 17, and it's a sad one. And then another story says, Lagos traffic heroes are risking lives to chase education and better life. You can find more details of all the stories on page 22 and 23. And Tinubu, Shetima to spend 9.3 billion on travels and food.
Really?
I mean, really? Is this the budget for 2026?
You know, a friend told me that you cannot even explain Nigeria. You just
can't.
Experience it. And this is it.
This is the experience that we are going to. Well, people are crying, and we are seeing billions being, spent here and there. The expenditure is too much.
For just
did you see? I mean, another story that caught my attention today was this: the UK saying they are going to return $9.5 million. That has to do with Abacha, of course. And a lot of netizens came out to say they should keep it, please. They should keep it.
What happened to the other one that was returned?
It's either UK or US.
It's US.
US. So they're saying that he should just keep it because
United States, they're the ones that
they are going to squander. Our politicians are going to squander.
What happened to the other one that was
exactly? That's the question that they are asking. I mean, it's going to be looted. We just keep seeing different houses.
This is so unfortunate.
And cars and buildings and hotels, definitely. Where do you think the money will go to?
Oh, well.
Well, you can find more details on page 7, and that's the much that there is for the Saturday Punch.
And in Saturday Tribune, Trump promises more bombings if a Christian's killings in Nigeria continues. Says no norm or law can regulate his use of U.S. military. This is right in page 3. Insecurity, Oyo police to commence a statewide arrest, seizure of unmarked vehicles, bikes. This is right in page 19. Influx of Sokoto bandits, Benue local government bus, others headsmen out of council area. Well, this is right in page 4. Though, in as much as most headsmen, the Ruga people are actually saying all Fulani headsmen are not the same. Some are actually living their lives, grazing their cattle and living their lives, selling their stuff. Some are actually making the whole headsman looks bad. And right now, Benue local government bus others headsmen out of his local government area. This is right in page 4 of the Tribune. Rivers crisis, Pandev moves to reconcile Wike-Fubara. This is right in page 4, and it says Army Chief in Port Harcourt orders troop to protect national assets. Well, at this point, it is needed, if you ask me. Right under is 2027 polls must reflect will of voters, says Tambol. This is right in page 7. AFCON, Nigeria-Algeria rivalry in retrospect since 1973. This is right in page 31. And this is the much that there is in the Saturday Tribune this morning.
All right, let's take a look at the Saturday Vanguard this morning. And the major story there says Wike maintains silence. Stakeholders pressure lawmakers to halt move. And Rider says Fubara still abroad, gets backing of party leaders, power brokers. Pandev raises 7-man reconciliation committee. APC, NWC meets next week on issue. How defection to APC killed Fubara Wike agreement. You can find more details on page 10. And Afriman 2026, Burna Boy, Davido, DJ, Mafo Risa battle for supremacy tomorrow in Lagos. You can find more details on page 20. And then 2026 budget, State House gets a 43.9 billion Tinubu Shetima aid to spend 12.2 billion on trips. I mean, we just saw 9-point-something billion, Mariam, and now we are seeing 12.2 billion on trips. We can find more details on page 7 of the Saturday Vanguard. Trump threatens more strikes in Nigeria. You can find more details on page 8. Dangote takes ex-petroleum regulator Ahmed to EFCC. You can find more details on page 26. And then fair, genuine elections won't hold in 2027, failing defections to APC. You can find more details of that on page 12. And then the women who buy men, I don't get that, but then on Maxkin Sugar Mummies, you can find more details on page 14, even though we don't want to talk about it, but we know that it's what's happening at the end. Nigeria versus Algeria, when structure meets firepower. You can find more details on page 16. And then you can see a picture of Moyo Lawal and Kenyan actress Claudia in Lagos for Afrima. You can find more details on page 5 and 28 of the Saturday Vanguard. That's the much that there is.
And the Guardian weekend this morning says, why Nigeria first policy remains rich in packaging, lean in impact. Is right in pages 8 and 9 of the Guardian. FG Niger unveil housing agriculture model to unlock rural capital jobs. This is right in news page 2 of the Guardian. OT hails IGP's policy of posting officers to state of origin. This is right in news page 3. Any compromise of INEC's values, procedures will attract consequences, Amiputan tells staff. Rex commissioners. This is right in page 2. New Horizons launches a 50 million Almajiri Empowerment Scholarship Scheme. This is right in page 3. CSOs condemn ongoing forced eviction of over 80,000 Makoko residents, demand a halt. This is right in page 36. You know the riverine Makoko area? I'm always saying that if it gets a very good maintenance, that place will be, you know, much like a Venice of Nigeria. But, you know, Nigeria with our maintenance culture, it's a very bad one. Then moving ahead, Wike portrait of an untouchable genius. This is in the back page, and right under is CUPP accuses Tinubu of federal overreach in Rivers political crisis. This is right in news page 36. Right at the top, right as countries America intervened became more insecure. This says Olurode. This is right in interview pages 32 and 33. The industrial titan transforming lives via medical outreach at 86. It's right in the spotlight of the Guardian, and this is the much that there is in the Guardian newspaper this morning. Well, and the Punch. Okay, that is it for the newspaper review. I think we have exhausted all the newspapers we have here, Fatima. So let's go on a short break, and when we return, we'll dive right into our phone interaction, and we'll be talking about school resumptions. What are your challenges? Do stay with us.